We've done it. The Kill Team Casuals have done it. I've brought up the complete wrong screen and now everyone's all over the place. But we are here. There we go.
Typical fashion.
It's the best part is for anyone on the podcast would have no. I could have got away with it for them, but no. I have to point out after all of that, I clicked the wrong
our
button.
brand.
And
That's our brand. Our brand is pushing the wrong button.
Yeah. It's been a hell of a run, a hell of a week. We've all fallen over the line, but we've made it. We're here and we're excited because it's a big it's been a weird release schedule for what we're talking about today.
Boy,
we're talking Deathwatch, but everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Everybody,
It's
unfortunately knew,
in Kill Team. It's the Deathwatch Kill Team.
It's been leaked, it's been broken early, there's things that have been shared, but before we get to all that and we can share all our thoughts and commiserations and hot takes, I'd like to welcome, as always, Ben from Battle Brothers Tabletops. Welcome, good sir.
I'm here. I'm present in body and momentary, for the time being, in spirit as well. Passing it over to Russ, who is hanging on for dear life on both fronts.
I am hanging on by a thread, but here I am, threadbare, and it's going back up to Reese at Threes to Wound. Welcome, buddy.
I love it. Russ is like in a FBI undisclosed location background today. He's got the blurred out background of it's like, we can't let you know.
I can do this thing where I point at something and it becomes in focus.
Oh, that's cool.
That. You know what I mean?
Way cool. Yeah.
I can't point though. There you go. What's in the red box? Who knows?
Ooh, what's in the box?
What's over here?
Russ is hiding
looks like
the next edition.
Over there,
box
it looks like a person
him.
is. Yeah, it looks like a person is standing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
it looks like and like torso, doesn't it? I keep seeing it going.
Yeah.
It's a GW rep just watching you going, don't say too much. Don't say too much. We're watching. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, complete the circle.
Now there's a hat.
There we go.
There we go.
This is great audio content.
This is great
podcast
content.
Snap.
Russ touching the background with the blurred out. Fans, you're welcome. Those listening on the podcast, get out of those in the chat. Six-Sided Paradise, Sandy, you guys are always welcome. We love seeing people join us live in the chat, and obviously you guys get to share all your thoughts with us live as well, and tell us when we're wrong or when we misread something, which will probably be a lot with these new teams.
Can't imagine that's going to happen at all. I think we're on the money all the time.
I think so. I think we are.
So. Right on the pulse. Well, Ben, we were discussing this the other day in the green room. You especially, the team's been very good, but you especially have been Nostradamus, Ben, with picking a lot of these things. You called Deathwatch a long time ago, like a very long time ago. We were like, these guys are coming, and you've called a few other things. So I reckon
is that
someone's
a good
listening.
call? Is that a good
Deathwatch
call?
The Kill Team
4 years later it turns up. I don't think that's a good call.
I think it was like,
I'm like
9.
hey,
if I had to guess, I think it's like 9 months ago. So but here's the thing.
I don't.
When we were talking about this, when we were talking about it, you know what? You can go to hell. How about that? And so when we were talking about this, we were like, oh man, Deathwatch would be cool. And I was like, you know what? I remember it's so vivid in my mind because it happened with them and the Raptors. Like, you know what? I'm calling. We're gonna get a Deathwatch team, and it's gonna have a Hellblaster, and it's gonna have and I basically we went down the line, and we basically predicted this team. And I imagine the playtesters pieced it together in double time just off our accounts. And then the Raptors team
somewhere in a meeting with your face on the top, and then everything.
Yeah, Ben Bingo. Yeah,
they're like, okay, so he wants Hellblasters. He'd like a guy with a hammer, and then they were just going down it, and then we're like, should we credit him? They're like, let's not credit him. It's 9 months old. It's not a hot take. He'll never remember. Little do they know, Ben's still looking at that episode. Just like one day they'll make it.
Gospel. And then with the Chaos Raptors, which boy, howdy am I. So that's speaking my language. Down to the Chaos Lord. I wish I could find where, of course I will never go back and search, but I wish I could clip it because we called it, man. We called it. We are, the Kill Team Prophets. Yeah, over here.
I remember us talking about Raptor Team. Yeah. It would be cool.
Yeah.
But was that last edition? Hang on a sec. Did we start it? We must have started this last edition, right? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been going for years. I feel like last edition we were talking about Raptors being like a cool team that they should bring in, and then we got Night Lords.
Yeah.
To be fair, by now we've probably mentioned we would like every single team
just-
ever. So statistically speaking, we can't miss.
It's the Uzi, dude. It's the Uzi.
I'm waiting for when they bring in the Zote team, and then
Yes,
we can be like,
exactly.
do you know
That
who
will be-
called this 4 years ago?
Put the crown on the head.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and I'll throw down another gauntlet. Catachans. We're getting
Yes.
Catachans sooner than later.
Yeah.
I feel it
Yes.
in the air, dude. It has to be coming sooner
Are they
than later.
the missing link? Are they the
They
one
do
in the
have
middle
to.
between? Because now
Oh,
we know there's a
babe.
break from
That's
the
such a
roadmap.
weird.
There's a weird break now.
Yeah,
But you
it's a
see
weird
this, so I
roadmap, isn't
saw
it?
that like when they were like all like the Spanish leaks. I'm assuming everyone saw the Spanish leaks for the Raptors and the team, and then they were like two releases away. They're like,
Yeah.
how early do these teams get? Because that looked like a pretty like the pictures, the shaky cam pictures were all like a full book.
Yeah, it was
Like
a
it was
proper
fully
book.
done.
Yeah.
But we're saying it's not going to be what 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months away. Like, damn, that's early for that to be locked in.
Yeah. A pretty crazy warp whisper there, but I'm all about it for both teams. I love Sisters of Battle. I love Raptors. Man, this is making my heart happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sisters look cool as well.
Just want to do a big shout out, Dr. Zero Hour sub for 6 months. Thank you very much, Dr. Zero Hour, in the chat. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Zach. Shout out to Zach.
You Zach, man. And also, welcome to Census TV over there on YouTube as well. First time they've been able to make it live, so thank you so much for joining us.
Is your mum in the chat?
Weirdly, our mum is not in the chat yet. There's still time. There's still time.
Still got time.
Before we go, rules, let's talk the kits, the Deathwatch kit. This was always one of my favorite Space Marine kits with the old edition, like the old version. I brought one for the last edition of Kill Team the last edition when they had their own full Kill Team. It was always one of the best kits, all the different shoulder pads, all the different options and loadouts.
Yeah.
What do we think of the facelift to Primaris scale that it's had?
I mean, some of the best faces I've seen on a kit.
So
I do
true,
like the
dude.
faces.
Very true.
They got some really animated faces. I think generally it's a very positive kit. I only have one bad thing about it. The mold lines are insane, like insane mold lines. Like all like in the middle of every toe, it's like a full-on line, like a mohawk going down every toe, and it's quite a lot. It's so be prepared for cleanup. I don't know if mine was very specifically quite flash heavy, but I had one that needed loads of cleanup, but not the Necrons. Oddly enough, just the Deathwatch ones. So I'm not too sure. Are you guys built yours yet?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of painting mine.
No Templar shoulder pads. I hadn't noticed that. That's interesting. That's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, this is my favorite part about the kit. Actually, is that when I have a crazy enough, I have a video coming out. Isn't that nuts? On Battle Brothers. Yeah, it's not dead yet. Not dead yet. And I was just chatting about this. The shoulder pad situation is crazy because I had mapped it out in my head. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make these guys salamanders. I'm gonna make these guys Crimson Fists. And you go in there. There is no mainline like founding chapters in there. But I think I imagine the designers had a real field day with this because there's Lamentor shoulder pads in there.
Yeah, I've got
big fan favorite. Love Lamentors. Here's a crazy one. I don't know if you guys remember from Ben's book club, but there's an Iron Snake shoulder pad in there, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I thought like a dead chapter. Yeah, so they have all these sort of different little second, third, fourth, whatever founding chapters. Yeah, in there. So which I think is cool. Like, if you're a Salamanders guy, you already have the Salamanders upgrade sprues somewhere. So I think it's a really cool chance to put out these sort of, auxiliary chapters that don't get as much love. So I thought that's the coolest part about the kit, in my opinion.
Primaris Painter did ask, is there a flaming Eggles pad? Unfortunately,
what a deep cut.
But that is a deep cut. That's how long Primaris Painter has been a fan. And
that feels like a different life. Yeah.
We need to get some transfers made. Just like a white egg on fire.
Bring it back.
What it needs.
Just replace the word bear's skull with an egg, and there you go.
Yeah, basically just an egg.
Yeah,
just Millie Putt, the skull's eyes and all that stuff. It'd be easy.
Yeah. So I had something else for the kit. What was I going to say about the kit? So one thing I have a slight negative about the kit.
Please.
And that was, it's not a negative because I think the models are all insane. I just, like you, Reese, I love the old kit so much. Like the gorgets that they have, like they're all very pronounced. And they look, it's almost so different. It looks like a different armor pattern. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what we're
missing. So this kit is like, there's like a one or two like slight gorgets in there, but nothing to the full effect of the old kit. I was really hoping that they would take the old kit, beef it up, but it really is. It's an intercessor with the cool weapon. So like that is probably what you would do with intercessors. Like you don't get a full new armor set, but so I'm kind of mourning that a little bit because I love the old armor pattern so much. But it's really cool. It's a great kit. That's my one issue.
I didn't realize that was until you mentioned it, but now you said it, I do. I love the There's the gorget. The fact that it came up and basically the full. It was such a distinct,
like right up here almost.
Look.
They were bad, dude. It looks tough. Speaking over it.
But that's what I do miss that. I'm suddenly like, oh man, I really wish they had that now because that was the classic look.
That's it. Yeah, so little things that kind of made the armor feel, just gave it that little extra step to like being specialist. You know, like it's a small touch, but those things add up. It's it's a cool kit. I said I think that was a smart choice with the pads, the shoulder pads, because that's it. I think everyone probably, even just in your basic kit, you probably have Ultramarine spare. You know, like about all the mainline chapters, you probably have quite a few spare ones lying around. So I love the fact that they focused on those unique or those deeper cut teams. I'm really, really happy about that. And
Size of the Emperor.
Yeah,
Size of the
dude,
Emperor.
so good.
Size of the Emperor. I love that one. Yeah.
I'll say this.
Some of the shoulder pads
take the longest.
Oh, go. Sorry, our internet is cutting us off a little bit. Sorry, Reese, you go.
That's all good. I was gonna say, that'll be the part I'm the most excited about. Will be the planning, like which shoulder pad. I'll probably pick shoulder pads first, and then before I build or put anyone together, so you can kind of really theme it to those chapters as well. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it's sick. One thing is that like the Emperor's size, especially pauldrons, like. It's a pain in the butt to paint, dude. The Lamenters, like, no wonder they don't make these Lamenters shoulder pads. They're awful to paint. Like, it's just get comfy. You're gonna be there for a while. I was painting the size of the Emperor. I was like, just trying to, very gently. It's like, whoosh, I messed up. I was like, God dang it, I gotta start over. Like, just annoying. But they're awesome. It just, it's the suffering from success, I suppose.
All right. Well, let's jump in and start having a bit of a look. We've talked about them. Just going to say a huge thank you to Games Workshop for sending us advanced copies of the whole box set. Thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. It definitely lets us. We were joking in the green room. I think Russ and I have both had a hell of a run being a bit unwell. Ben's had a lot going on in his world too. So we all haven't had quite the chance to crack it as much as we would like. But we have read the rules a lot. So we're going to lead into that.
I'm pretty prepared. I'll say I did as much front loading as possible because I knew I would have no time, and I have not slept in a week. I haven't had time, but I really like it's like front loading a blunderbuss full of your dishes and your silverware, and try to cram as much possible. Yeah, I have front loaded this pretty heavily, so I feel like I'm ready to lock and load, dude. I'm so hyped for this team.
I love it. So we're going to do not really necessarily a read rules for rules moment. We're kind of going to be like just looking at each section and sort of do, I guess, our hot takes, because if you want Man Reads Books, there's already been a lot of those done. The rules got leaked a little bit earlier.
Can you roll a crit? You've already watched Glass Half Dead. You've got the gist. We value your time. We value you, and we don't want to waste your time, dude.
We're no main course. We're just sauce. That's all we are. We're just condiments.
Ketchup.
Ketchup everywhere.
Which sauce are you, Reese? If you had to be a sauce.
Oh, the sexiest of QB mayos.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Dang.
You know what? Now I've got two in my head. I love mint sauce or horseradish. I'm going to say horseradish.
Sauce.
They have very horseradish sauces.
Rounding it out. Sauces. Okay. Yeah.
To go with the pickle.
Gosh, a sauce, man. I feel like I have to be a Dijon mustard. Does that count? Can I be a nice Dijon?
Bit of kick to it, bit of mustard.
Yeah, Dijon. Yeah. Perhaps some hollandaise, maybe if we want to go high class. Yeah, who knows?
How fancy.
If only I knew how to start a poll in the chat, we could definitely get everyone to vote.
Yeah. I mean, the truth is, as a Florida man, I'm a ketchup packet. That's actually what I am.
I was gonna
but
say,
in
I
my
feel
heart,
like
I yearn to be Dijon.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's
I'm a
fair.
packet of
I do
ranch.
see-
I know what I
now
am.
seeing us all as like sauce ketchup bottles in a weird way, you know, and like a hungry man just sees steaks everywhere. That's kind of what I've got now.
Would you like anything else with your sauce? No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm just going to have this. All right. So let's jump on in. So the Deathwatch Kill Team, first thing we got up here, it's the operatives themselves. You know it. You're picking 5. Baby. You don't have to take a leader. And the kit sort of has a little bit of mischief with the Gravisop. As people who have built it, which way did you guys go with your Gravisop? Because I think that's one of the biggest choices, isn't it? Because you do have to leave someone behind.
One, can't you?
So I'm just surrounded by Space Marine, the cast-offs, like one-offs, one extras. So I nabbed an extra heavy intercessor body from work. But I think you just don't build. Honestly, all you need is the Breacher. You want a hot take? Here's a hot take. The only Gravis operative you need on this team is the Breacher. That's what I'll say.
See, he looks like he's such a utility piece. I think he's my favorite in the entire
He's the only one you need.
Because he's got crack, frag, decent Hellstorm bolter. Like he's
got a melter bomb.
Yeah, he seems like he's everything. I did build the frag cannon as well, just because it feels
underwhelming,
so
isn't it?
But
it's underwhelming.
I was like, I think I'm always going to be taking the Breacher though.
Yeah, he's the, in my opinion, it's a hot take, but he's the only Gravis operative you really need. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
I
think one of many, I'm sure.
If I was building a team, he's my auto take every time, just because he can do everything shooting wise. He's a good shooting piece, not melee obviously, but like I feel like he just does everything. Like he's got a bit of shooting for Horde, he's got shooting for elites, mega elites with his melter. AP,
and he's a sponge too.
Piercing too.
Yeah, he's a sponge, just a bullet sponge. Like I think we'll get to it. I think you gamble with him and the. I don't know whether it's Aegis or Aegis. I don't know how you say it, but the shield guy.
I say Aegis.
You say Aegis. I say Aegis, but I heard someone say Aegis. I'm like, gosh, am I just saying it? Anyways, I think you gamble with the shield guy and the breacher, and it's like, okay, you can hit one of these guys on turn 2, but you're not going to kill either one of them.
Yeah, they're gonna
please shoot my Aegis because he's 2-up save, all that kind of stuff.
With the archetypes we got here, we got Seek and Destroy and Security. And again, we talked about this in the green room a little bit. These are a little bit up in the air because we know there's new stuff coming with the
it's kind of tough.
With the archetypes. We know there's a big change. Where it stands now, Seek and Destroy is a bit of weaker, but Security, what are we thinking with these? Would you be taking at this moment, at time of recording?
Hate ground is like impossible to stop with these guys if it's a good map for it, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah, I'm hoping that Seek and Destroy, like my wish list for the new Tech Ops is that Seek and Destroy gets retooled a little bit. And I mean, I'm hoping they all get retooled, but I'm hoping that Seek and Destroy gets retooled because I think this team wants to do 2 things, and that is Seek and Destroy. So I'm hoping they get to lean into that.
Checks out.
I almost feel like, and this may be not a hot take, but this might be cold take. This might be my cold take. But I almost feel like we should get rid of Seek and Destroy because we've already got the kill up. Like we already have a kill up, and I think it should be a different way to score that's not killing, because that's doubling down on killing.
Interesting.
Whereas we already have the kill up, and it's sort of like with that you already get points for killing. And if Seek and Destroy is good, it automatically becomes the best because you're kind of doubling your score for killing. Whereas
I think it's a hot take. I think it's a pretty hot take.
I'm putting it in the microwave and I'm taking it out in 3 minutes. Russ, that's a hot take. That's been upgraded. It's been upgraded.
It's got the hot take, boy.
I kind of but like, I don't know what I would want to put in there instead. But
that's the hottest take with the most casual delivery I think we've ever had. Hot take, but cold delivery.
He couldn't have been leaned any further back in the chair. He was like, I'm delivering it from all the way back here, boys. But it's fire. It's straight up fire.
Another great visual gag.
I think.
For those on the podcast, Russ is lying down. It's gone full
he's
casual.
on the floor. He's on the floor.
Deliver. I've gone, you know what? I just temporarily became Will Shatner. so I could just kind of lean and then just stay with. But I don't know. I just feel like if it's too good, it will be too good because you'll get points for killing and points for killing.
Yeah.
So I would like to see it. Or well, unless they do what they did, but having the ones that we saw flank, it feels like they're going to killing will be the domain of seek and destroy, whereas recon will be more like plant beacons from what I think, and then security is going to be more about holding the ground and I feel like it's going to be like that, and I hope it's well balanced, but the fear is a tooled up seek and destroy will become the new auto take, assuming you can kill. I guess that's the thing. If you're a killy team, maybe this is the way it goes with more elite teams being 5 models.
Yeah.
If they all have seek and destroy, maybe that's going to help them out, but not be too crippling, because other teams like Hordes will be like, well, we don't have the killing potential, so we can't take it. So what's the point? But yeah, it just feels like it's doubling down on that, an area that always scores your points. Little doggy. But yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. That's a very good point. So the retooling of that will be interesting. And I said, obviously, we know it's going to shake up having these new archetype and selections of TAC ops. So it's going to shake it up for everyone. It'll be interesting to see where it lands, especially with these teams that have just dropped as well.
Got a very shiny head.
As it stands, seek and destroy and security, great archetypes for this team to have. Excellent.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's
as it currently stands, if you get to play with these current ones, solid, aren't they?
Let's jump into, obviously, the faction rules here. They've obviously got veteran Astartes, which is similar to the Astartes ones you already know and love.
Please, this is the greatest of the veteran Astartes has got to be the single best Astartes elite rule I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, dude.
This is without a doubt the best. This just pants all the other.
I was underselling it. Is that what you're saying there, Russ? I wasn't giving it enough sauce.
It's incredible.
Stand up, give it some mustard, give it up the flagpole, because this is such a cool. I mean, it's not necessarily cool. They are a 5 operative team and they need all the help they can get, but double activation in counteraction,
insane. Being able to double shoot some of your heavy weapons for 3 APL, like we'll get to it. Oof. But a Hellblaster overcharging with rending as your special issue ammunition is insanity, because just create like the fact that you can double shoot your I guess we didn't read it out. We sort of jumped the we didn't read out, but Reese as he was. But like long story short, fight twice, shoot twice, and then you can shoot twice with your non-bolter weapons, but it's going to cost you an extra APL to do so. And then the double counteract. It lets you counteract. I'm just going to read it out because it's so good. Each friendly Deathwatch operative can counteract, regardless of its order. Whenever it does, it can perform an additional 1 AP action for free during that counteraction, but both actions must be different. What's the best part about Angels of Death? It's the fact that one guy could do a 2 APL counteract. Now every single badass on your team, full of badasses, is like... This is crazy. Even like turn 1. Let's say somebody gets a little too cute turn 1. What do? Move dash so that you can get within 2 inches and light them up. Like crazy town. It's insane. People are sleeping on how good this team can be. It's crazy.
That is
crazy.
I was gonna say that rule in itself. When I read that, I was like, that's. I mean, we like you say, Angel of Death, the main sniper guy, and the heavy gunner both had this. You can shoot twice, but for an extra APL. But the fact that all plasma weapons in this team get it. Basically, any weapon if it's not a bolt weapon, you can fire it twice. It's just so good.
Yeah,
there's a lot of flex and a lot of play in it. Even they said that we will get to the operative, but the sniper too. Like most of the time, with a lot of games, you've got your sniper where you want them to be. They're going to be in a good firing position. So the 3 APL to shoot twice, it doesn't really bother them that much too. Like other operatives, it might hurt a little bit more, but for the sniper, they're just kind of like, I was doing it anyway. I wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah. And then like realistically, I think at the end of turn 2 or turn 3, the way the board is going to open up, you just might be in a spot to go, well, I can see that guy and that guy, and he's obscured, but I could ignore obscuring for a CP or for free. So like I'll just shoot twice with my big F-off gun, and I think it's going to come up more than people think.
Yes, yeah. And the special issue ammunition, we touched on it there, but basically you've got the ability once per turning point to add to your one of your shooting actions: blast 1, devastating 1, lethal 5 up, piercing 1, rending, saturate, severe. You get to choose So again, those key shooting moments, it's huge. Like, and there's equipment, again, we'll talk about a little bit later, but to also make that once per game, twice in
once
a
per
turn.
game,
Yeah, you can do it twice. Yeah. So in Turning Point 2, when it's your go turn, or, like, that means that, again, these 5 guys are putting out so much work, and you're getting exactly what you need where you need it. This guy needs that extra boost, or you've placed these 2 guys with bad position, plasma gun with blast 1,
Yeah, that's I was just waiting. Yeah, I was waiting for you to finish so I could say, imagine a blast 1 overcharged 5-shot plasma.
Yeah.
Because the Hell Blaster has 5 dice. I missed that at first. 5 dice. He doesn't have anything else special, but he's got a 5 dice plasma. That can be rending, special. Lethal 5, or it can be blasted. Like, just insanity, dude. Yeah, crazy. So good.
Does anyone else miss the names?
Big time. I missed the Kraken and the
round.
Kraken
round. Yeah,
that's a bummer to me. But
a little bit of story time is always good. I miss sort of. Just calling it just special. They could have just did brackets next to each one just to make us feel
Mortis.
Good. They could have given each
one.
Yeah.
They could double a few.
I love that. They
could double a few up, couldn't they?
Yeah. How needy are we?
I might just add them. A little parentheses, Mortis, Hellfire, that kind of stuff.
Kraken.
Awesome. Right, so that's the faction rules, and obviously, I mean, really goes a long way to helping a 5 operative kill team not necessarily feel like 5 operatives, because there's just so much work they can do. It's not like you're going to have your 5 activations and you're out of the turn. You're in it right to the end. And let's be honest, you're always, especially the first sort of 2, maybe 3 turns, you're always going to be pretty heavily into your getting those counteracts. So it's like, it's not like, oh, this is great for 1 turn. You got to get to do it a lot, which is really good.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump on in and let's have a bit of a look. We'll just I'm going to bring up operatives and throw them at you guys, and I want to hear what you like, what you don't like. Are they in? Are they out? Because this is probably the first team we've seen for a little while that does have maximum build potential. Like, you've got 11 operatives to choose from. They all have play, and the combinations, it's going to take us a long while to work out the best, of what.
Yeah, what do you win?
Matchup dependent is going to be a huge thing for this team, because I think they all have play. It just depends who do they do their best work against.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to call out what we think the worst operative is, because the fun thing is none of these guys are bad in a vacuum. It's just they're only bad compared to the incredible options already here. Yeah, once we go through, I think we should all pick our least favorite operative.
Tough sell. I like it.
Okay. I think I've got 2 in mind. But...
Okay, Russ is like, already done. I've
got them. Next. Next question.
The Deathwatch Disruptor Veteran is up first. So he's just got fists and a marksman bolt carbine.
Which is already lethal 5. Already comes packed with lethal 5. Plus rending is kind of insane. Think about that.
Yeah. It's also a Phobos operative, so don't forget you do have regular armored boys. You've got your Phobos and you've got your Gravis. So 7-inch move here, 13 wounds, 3 up save. They've got the advanced Omni Scrambler, which is letting you select one every operative to within 6, then roll 1d6 in the following firefight phase.
Or visible. 6-inch or visible.
Or visible, apologies. Cannot be activated or perform actions until one of the following is true. Basically, you've reached that number on the D6, or it's the last operative. This is the no fun rule that we call this guy.
Yeah. This guy is so in. He's one of the possible auto takes. Like, I think anytime you play an elite team, he's just coming along because that's backbreaking. It's like better. It's better Omni Scramble. It's better Vox Scream. Like, it's just crazy town. This guy is so in. What do you guys? What do you think here? Oh, and also, he gives you the ignore obscuring ploy for free if he can see them. Yeah, so basically, like in the games I've played, this guy, if it doesn't come up with anybody else, he just basically has ignore. You can just add ignore obscuring to his bolter profile, which is a lethal 5, and you can make it rending. Like, he's just dropping bombs on people from across the board. I think he's so in. What do you guys think?
I think he's one of those operatives that is going to need positional play because he's got that visible or 6 inches. So I think what I want to use him for is pushing forward, just so that you can stop. I know. And the thing is, I've not played them yet, but push them forward to stop whatever they're setting up to be their first activation if you don't get the turn.
Yeah.
But he has to either see the model, but if Volkus is quite easy to be not visible to an operative, so that it kind of feels like, and again, it's theory crafting. I've not played it yet, team, to know, but I feel like unless you're not going forward on the side he's not at, you kind of have to go forward so that if he's 6 inches within 6 inches, he can be like, no, like you say, like the Vox scream. But I mean, that is lovely to have the option to say, yeah, you're not going. Or if someone hoiks someone up at the top and you're on a vantage and you're like, you know what, I'm going to run forward behind. I've run forward and behind light, but you're not going to go for a couple of turns. So I'm going to be able to activate him and not get hit by your heavy gun. So I don't know. Because I want to see, here's my problem. I want to take the guy with the smash hammer, and I want to take all the fun operatives. And this guy objectively isn't fun. He's good. You know what I mean? Like, it's that distance between, is he fun,
dude,
or is he
telling Jeremy Jeremy that he can't use his Melta to nuke you top of turn 2 is pretty fun, I'd say.
No,
I'd say that's pretty
good.
fun.
It's not fun. It's good.
I think it's fun.
It's not fun. If you're evil, it's fun. I think it's good. I think it's good.
If you're packing ketchup, it's fun.
Barbecue, it's barbecue good. But like,
for me, denying fun
Jeremy
is fun.
Cry is
fun.
fun.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
See that, and there you go. I think that's what it is. I think that's the difference between us. But yeah, I think it is good. What do you think, Reece?
Yeah, like I like it as you said. It's that thing. I think every team, when you make it like your composition, I think you always going to have one slot that is like your tech piece. You know, whether it's this guy, if it's maybe the leader operative, there's a couple others who could potentially fill that role of the tech piece. Because I always like to have a little balanced lineup where it's like you've got your smasher, you've got some kind of heavy shooting, you've got a tech piece. I think this guy's outstanding for that, just because losing initiative can suck, but having an operative like this in your team who can take a lot of the sting out of it is very nice. And also not fun for your opponent, which is therefore fun for you.
You guys are cruel. You guys are evil.
a quick question for you. You guys will probably know the answer better than me. James B. the chat's asked, if you've got 2 counteract actions, can you dash for 2 and then reposition for 2?
Ooh, I don't think so. I think you have a max movement of 2 inches on your
move of 2.
Yeah, always still considered max move. Yep, there you go.
Good question.
Good question. Look at us, James B, answering questions like we know what's going on, and that's been FAQ tomorrow. So
you're going to cite us, unlike the 3 Kill Team Causals.
We've got the Deathwatch Gunner veteran up next. We did just touch on this guy. This is the heavy plasma guy. No special rules beyond the fact that his plasma can be supercharged and he has 5 attacks. Not bad. Regular dudes are up to 15 wounds, 6 inch. He's just a regular
just a regular loser. Yeah. So I think not an auto take. I think Disruptor is in the conversation for auto takes, and the way I want to play the team. Yeah. The Deathwatch Gunner is not an auto take. But when you just need to kill something in one shot, this is who you need to kill a Ravener. So I've done the math on this. Again, I've went pretty deep. If you overcharge against Jeremy, against Jeremy. So if you overcharge this, that puts you to 5/6 lethal 5 damage, right? Yeah. If you give it rending, so lethal 5 and rending, with a balanced reroll, you are doing on average 14 wounds into a Space Marine, and you are doing on average 19 wounds into a Ravener. And so, when you need to one-shot something, this is the guy. And also think about this. Sure, it takes 2 action points to shoot the second time, but he's your last activation into other elite teams or whatever. You move dash, you shoot him, they activate. They're not going to kill you in one go because you're going to be on their half of the board. You're going to have that damage reduction from their ploys. And then you counteract, shoot, move, whatever. So you can still get those 2 shots out of him. You just have to be smart about when you go with him. So I'm talking a lot, but I've done a lot of that. 14 wounds on average. That's of crazy into a Space Marine. Pretty wild.
Considering we say Plasma's had a big knockback this edition. Plasma went from being up there with Melter Gun comparable. got knocked back, but this guy having that extra attack kind of puts it back in that fold, and then the things that you can potentially add other abilities to it with the Deathwatch. It's already got lethal 5 up and piercing if you're supercharging it.
Yeah. And then kind of the way the dice works, when you add a dice, you're kind of effectively giving it piercing 2. You know what I mean? Like every dice on top of 4 is kind of like piercing. So it's got piercing 1 plus an extra dice, which is like puts it effectively piercing 2. And then when you imagine you're going to be rolling 3 to 4 crits, like on average, you know, it may be 3 crits on average, something like that, whatever, 2, 3. Like now that's all those crits is also sort of another level of piercing on top of that, where it kind of is like piercing 2.5 because you have to roll the crits to save yourself. So yeah, like when you need to kill something, this is the big F off gun you bring, in my opinion.
So he's still on the maybe list, but we like it. There's a lot of work in him. Let's
he's got a good job.
I could see a scenario when you're not into elites where you don't need. Yeah, he's overkill. Yeah. But that's into any elites. I think he's probably borderline auto take into an elite.
Yeah,
but not every game, obviously.
All right, next up, we've got the Deathwatch Head Taker, another Phobos veteran. So we're back to the 7-inch. This guy, he's got just bolt pistols and combat knives, but they're still they can still do some work.
Hold on. It's a special issue bolt pistol, so it's a bolt pistol with piercing 1.
Yes.
Isn't piercing
what?
The piercing 1?
Piercing 1.
Piercing 1.
Full on piercing 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
and what does he do, Reese? Please tell us.
Well, he's got your standard grab, shoot, and grapnel launcher shenanigans. So whenever he's climbing, treat the vertical distance as 2 inches, regardless of how high. And when you're dropping, ignoring for free. But clandestine, I should say, head taker. Whenever he performs a charge action, he can do it from conceal. And fighting against an operative that wasn't visible to it at the start of the activation counteraction. The first time you strike, you get to do, you automatically resolve an additional strike before your opponent. So hitting twice if you charge from sneaky land.
Guys, this dude is so cracked. So into 7 or 8 wound teams, this guy is just insane. So I played a game into Chaos Cults because we were like stress testing. And I think it's an awful matchup for Chaos Cults because we'll get to who your front line would be in a matchup like this. But I had the Aegis, I had the Hammer guy, and they were all at the end of turn 1, they were all toe touching the opponent's side of the board so that my damage reduction was up right from the bat. And I had the head taker. His duty was to just pick off all the cultists bouncing around. So with this double strike ability, you can do it more than once per turn. So I would he's up somewhere where you can't get him. I double charged. Neither of them were valid targets. Boom, double strike the first one. Boom, double strike the second one. Ooh. I'm still on conceal. I just killed 2 guys, took 0 damage in return. 0. And guess what? Turn 2, he did it again. And turn 3, he killed 5 guys before he took a single point of damage. This guy is like elves, hate him. 7 wounders, hate him.
Yeah, 4-5 damage on the knives.
Crazy, guys. Crazy. He's so good. Again, when he's good, he's so incredibly good.
Yeah. Again, do you think it's matchup dependent? But he's still doing 4 or 5 damage, 5 attacks on 3. So even into elites, he's still able to hold his own. He's still and again, if you're getting the double strike, he could be doing 10 to 8 damage before they get to respond, even against an elite.
Yeah, I think into elites you still kind of, depending on the elite, I think you still take them. If they have damage reduction, you probably don't because 3-4 sucks. But being able to, let's say you willed them down to 10 wounds or something, and now you can 1 or 2 tap them. Yeah, I think this guy is so sick. And what's crazy is you can get him. He climbs for 2, so you put him at the top of the 3rd level floor, and he's got an incredible threat range where everything is just 2 inches, and he drops for free. So the world is his oyster, dude, and he's going to 2-tap it. So good.
Yeah. I think this was the operative. I think I've got from 40k and other editions we've seen, sometimes the Phobos close combat, the Reaver type model is a bit of a joke. I kind of overlooked this guy because of that. And then it wasn't until later I kind of went back and reread it. I was like, oh, he's sneaky good. The surprise piercing one on the gun, 5 attacks, the double fight, the movement shenanigans. I'm like, because and not to mention he still moves 7, so
yeah,
he's
9 inch
already
charge.
quick. Yeah, that's...
and he's charging on conceal.
Yeah.
So you charge, you
that's the real
double
big
kill,
thing.
and they can't shoot you back.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's just so good. And also, like, something we need to touch on with this team is, okay, what's a problem that Phobos guys normally have? Well, they're 12 wounds. That's an awful break point to be at for a Marine. You get 2 tap by power weapons. Well, this guy's 13 wounds, which is effectively the same thing as 14 wounds, most of the time. But on top of that, if he's charging, he's going to be benefiting from your ploy that what was it, the shield that slays? Yeah, which damage of 4 or more, of hits and crits, if you are on their side of the board, reduces down. So he's effectively like a 16 wound Phobos Marine, maybe even more than that, like zip zonking around. And we'll get to the equipment, but he's also healing D3 every time he activates.
Yes, exactly,
These guys are cracked. So you have like potentially a 20 wound Phobos Marine zipping around, double killing all these little Chodeburgers that's on 7 and 8 wounds. Like, he's just, guys, he's crazy. He's crazy. I love this team so much.
All right, let's move on to the next one. This one might be a little bit of we'll bring the mood down a little bit because I'm sad about this one. This is the Deathwatch Horde Slayer Veteran. I love this model. I love the gun. I just don't know if it makes it into many, if any, teams. What do you guys think?
I think when you were saying what's the worst operative in the team, and I don't think it's a bad operative, but this is the one. This is the one that came to mind. This and the Bombast. I was like, you know what? I can probably live, and it's nice that it's got like, it's another classic mainstay of the Deathwatch. You've got the Infernus heavy bolter with the flamethrower. It feels weird because on its own in a vacuum, this is a great operative. It's got quite a lot of utility and shooting. But in context of the team, I don't want to lose Omni Scramble. I don't want to lose Charge and Conceal. There's so many things. I'm like, I don't know in what scenario I'm saying this guy's better than the Breacher, because the Breacher has what this guy has. Maybe not as good in terms of blast, but you can add blast 1 to his crack grenade anyway if you really want to. And I just feel like if there was, I don't know, if there was something that said you could add damage, like +1 to crit damage is got a special issue ammo, maybe this would make this heavy bolter even more like a 5/7. I forgot what's the profile for the Infernus heavy bolter, the focus one.
This one, the one here is 4/5 piercing 1, torrent 1.
So maybe not 4. I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like this guy, for me, most games I'm probably not. Someone will run him really well, but I think I'm kind of overlooking him, thinking I've already got other operatives that do what this guy does.
If you need to lay down heavy damage, the gunner's kind of your go-to guy, I think. Like, if you need to really blast a hole in something, look to the plasma, honestly.
It's not worth, I think, losing the movement. The extra wounds is nice, but you don't necessarily, like, it's the trade-off to damage output versus a few extra wounds but losing the movement means that also it's a bit harder to get this guy into position. It's a shame. I said
he's one of the losers to me.
Yeah, I love the gun. Like, the model is, again, it's very Deathwatch. I love the combi flamer heavy bolter, but probably might be on the bench this one. And again, no special rules, as you said, Russ. Maybe if there was something that did extra to damage or something just to give it a little kick to make you go, oh, that's interesting. We'll move on though. Speaking of someone that we've all mentioned so far, the Deathwatch Breacher Veteran. Russ, you seem to be pretty across this one. Do you want to tell us a little bit what you like about this guy?
I think the main reason I like this operative is just the model's cool, and I think I just love the model. The model's cool, and it's not even that cool a model. I just love it's looking at its arm. It's got a little slung gun.
Yeah, he's holding it up.
Yeah, holding up. Yeah, it's like
killing time.
Oh, I'm late. Having to kill him there. I think this feels like, to me, if you're looking at shooting on your team, this is your shooting operative. I know we talked about the plasma gun being your one-shot killing, and I think that is, you're right, that's like, I'm into heavy wound count models like Raveners. Like Raveners, I need to take the plasma. I think most games, you're going to want some counter shooting, and this guy ticks so many boxes. He's got a crack, he's got a frag, he's got a hellstorm bolt, there's like a decent bolt gun, he's got a decent everything. He's got the melter as well in case you really
melter bomb.
Get up close. Got a melter bomb. I just think he's an absolutely, like a utility piece. He's your Swiss. He's the quintessential Deathwatch unit, which is your Swiss Army operative.
Yeah, agreed.
Of shooting. I'm glad he doesn't have good combat because that would be annoying.
God,
yeah, he's got to lose something.
He's got to lose some. I think arguably, you know what the thing is though. I think as Gravis, he probably should have a slightly better. Should be like 4/4 instead of 3/4.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
But yeah, I think
I do love it. Still, we say it's bad. 4 attacks hitting on 3 is 3/4. Other teams are like, what the hell, man? That's my good guys. That's my good attacks.
I hit on 4s. I hit on 4s. But yeah, no, I think he's for me, you only get one Gravis. We talked about this. You only get one Gravis, so you can either pick from the Breacher, one of the 2 heavy gunners, basically. And I feel like this guy, just because of his sheer utility, is probably I'm gonna be running him as my go-to in terms of Gravis. I think I will probably always run a Gravis, and 99% of the time it's gonna be this guy. I might sub in the Bombast with the frag cannon, which I'm sure we'll get to, just to try him out. But I honestly think the Breach is going to be the best Gravis unit.
Yeah, he can double shoot his Hellstorm bolt rifle, which is kind of crazy. 4-on-3s, 4-5, and it's Torrent 1 baked in, which is pretty cool. So like Into the Dark, that's going to be lethal 5, and you can give it piercing. So you can shoot your crack grenade, which is 4-5 piercing 1, and then follow it up with a special issue Hellstorm bolt rifle, which is a Torrent 1, a piercing 1, which is kind of crazy. Like he's just double tapping people, and with the Melta bomb, like it's Space Marines, but they get a Melta and a Plasma. Like this is kind of crazy. Yeah, excellent.
Interesting to note too. Obviously, the Melta bomb we touched on, which is only 3-inch range, but 4 attacks on 3, 5/3, devastating 3, heavy reposition only, limited 1, piercing 2.
Yeah.
But because this guy does have the Breacher keyword as well, he gets that new interaction we're seeing with the terrain, where there are breachable walls again. So he gets to do that. That's usually a 2 AP action. He gets to do it for 1. So having in your team in the new battle zone options opens up new options as well. It'd be interesting to see if those breachable walls do become a competitive thing.
I'll have to see. Also, something we called for the record. I distinctly remember us sort of waxing poetic about this idea.
Through a wall.
Yeah, we're calling it, man. We're basically we're kind of the co-creators of Kill Team, I would say. Yeah.
All right, we'll jump into the next operative where we're burning through, and this is good. We're on a time limit. Deathwatch Demolisher veteran. It's the big man angry with a hammer.
Oh boy,
Ben, why don't you take this one, because I know you're excited. So you jump.
I'm chomping at the bit, guys. I'm chomping at the bit. So here we go. He's basically your loyalist butcher is essentially what he is. He's got a bolt pistol, no piercing, which is fine. He's got a heavy thunder hammer, 5 attacks on 4s, 6, 7 shock, stun. Go eat a hamburger, dude.
5 attacks. He's got that's what we were missing with the butcher.
Yeah, 5 and attacks. Then brutal assault. Whenever he's fighting, the thunder hammer has brutal. And whenever the operative performs the charge action, you get ceaseless. So that helps you out when you're rolling those, hitting on 4s. It helps quite a bit. He also has aggressive force, friends. Whenever this operative is fighting or retaliating, subtract 1 from both damage stats of the weapon, the enemy operatives in that sequence, to a minimum of 2. Which is cool because that stacks with the damage reduction they get from the ploy, the shield that slays. So you can charge in this guy. Yeah, and so he's going -2. So enjoy your 4-5 chainsword. Just drop down to like you're pissing in the wind, dude. Like you're wasting your time. So he's gonna charge literally anything. Even here's the great thing: even if you whiff, a Space Marine assault intercessor can't kill you in 5 hits. That's maybe in 4 hits. Disgusting. Crazy, right? It's just insane. So this guy, whenever you need something to just not die into the melee teams, this guy's an auto take, right?
Especially having shock stun as well, like the ability to also you're then taking your opponent's attacks away. Yeah. Not only you're massively limiting their damage, but that's pretty wild.
Yeah, shock and stun is pretty nuts. Yeah. And so when you need something to not die, so again, into that cult matchup, I really think Deathwatch existing means that Chaos Cults, Felgor, Goremongers are going to have a really, really difficult win path now because Angels of Death was already hard for them. Now you have Deathwatch, which is them on steroids. So this guy's nothing going to kill him, right? So in that game with Cults, my opponent was just like, well, I guess I'll shoot you 8 times with auto pistols because I can't charge you. It was just immediate. You can't charge me. So yeah, this guy's insane. He's awesome. When you need to just ruin a melee team's day, you bring him. And then also with digital weapons, which is one of their equipments, you can deal 1 damage in the roll attack dice step. So if you need to do 8 damage on somebody, a crit will do that. Or if you need to one-shot a 7-wound model, you can do that for free if you get a single hit. And you're just ruining Space Marines with 6/7. So he's awesome.
Yeah. Pretty wild, pretty wild. I'm glad they didn't give his bolt pistol piercing one. That would have probably been a bit much.
A little bit much, yeah.
I think there should be a rule for like weapons like this, like a heavy thunderhammer should be able to do. Oh, I don't know. Does he have the breacher keyword?
He doesn't. No, he's got demolisher, but I don't think that ties in.
He should have he should have the breacher keyword because then he could just thunderhammer a wall open.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, we'll move across. So pretty high praise there. The Deathwatch Sergeant is up next. So this one's a bit more, as we talked about, another sort of
auto take.
Auto take. I was going to say tech piece, but to be fair, still got a plasma pistol. Which is good. Still got a power weapon, which is 5 attacks.
All he has is a plasma pistol and a power weapon.
I know, right? I was trying to undersell him, and then as I said it, I was like, he's not a tech beast. As you said, he's pretty much an auto include because all those things are still very good. 15 wounds, move 6, but adaptable armory lets you select an additional equipment option, which is, as we know, is very fantastic. And helps a lot again in a 5-man team. You're not going to be missing out on anything you really need. And then strategic command, you can do each of the following once per battle if this operative's in the kill zone: a strategy ploy and a firefight ploy for 0 CP. Pretty good.
Yeah, he's the broccoli of this team. You know what I mean? He's not exciting, but you got to take him. You got to eat him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's not.
I love broccoli. So
I knew you would, Russ.
I think you need to find. I think you need to find a better,
a new analogy.
Celery.
This is celery. Okay.
He's the celery.
Do you need to have celery? Yeah. I like celery. Celery. I'm in on celery. But yeah.
Anyways, we'll come back to the metaphors.
Yeah.
Do you scrape peanut butter down the groove?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so good. Anything's good with peanut butter. Yeah. Yeah. So when the ploys are, we didn't really touch on the ploys. But you know what the ploys are if you're watching this video. And guess what? They're all good. And so he's essentially 2 free CP. And when the ploys are this good, you need him. And then guess what? After you've got that from him, he comes ripping out with a 5 attack power weapon, double fighting, counter,
lethal 5 up.
He's just so good. He's just not exciting compared to the other guys. But I think this guy's an auto take. He's too good. Too much utility.
Did you guys notice that he's got the leader keyword as well?
Yes,
I did. That's funny.
To take him, but he does. He is technically the leader.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's got the. I wonder if they were originally going to make him an auto include, and then thought, no, it's Deathwatch still, because he has his only model that has the leader keyword. And I was like,
good catch. I didn't see that.
All right, let's jump across here. We've got the Deathwatch Aegis.
Close enough.
However you want to say
enough. I don't even know. Yeah.
Aegis.
Dealer's choice. This is the bullet and combat sponge of the team.
Mr. Unkillable.
Yeah, Russ, what do you give us a bit of a walk of this guy?
I think you paint this guy bright yellow and walk him forward and hope your opponents take the bait and shoot him. I think that's what you do. I think you like shoot this guy. I think you put him next to a portable barricade and get a 1-up save. I know you can't do that. Obviously, that'd be insane. But no, this guy is lovely. I mean, it's another very cool mini.
I love the model.
Shields are great. Yeah, I mean, it's an absolutely solid piece.
2+ save, the ability to block 2 unresolved in close combat. You've got the Storm Shield, which basically lets you drop piercing by 1. So let's be honest, like even your melter guns go to AP1 or other piercing weapons dropping down. As we know, we've got the ability when we're in our opponent's side of the board, we're reducing damage as well. 15 wounds. Yeah, this guy's going to take a lot to shift. And while your opponent's putting work into him, everyone else is doing the Emperor's work by just cleansing the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this guy for me is a full-on auto take.
Yep.
But okay, so looking at it the other way, how do you deal with the Aegis if you're
Mortal wounds
facing
is the only
this
way.
team?
You gotta
I
have
was gonna
mortal
say,
wounds.
if you don't, it's the only way to do it because you're not pushing damage to on this dude unless
Nope.
you've got a melty. You're gonna try. This is your target with the melty, and even then, he's gonna save most of the damage. It's just gonna be the mortal wounds you're gonna pop through, and he's gonna take a couple of shots. Like, whew,
Yep.
I really don't. I almost think if you don't have any mortal wounds and you don't have access to piercing 2, you maybe just ignore this guy.
Yeah.
Just feel like I'm not going to do enough damage to this guy at all. Maybe try and combat, but then honestly, you get one hit before he double parries everything else away, and then you're like,
he double parries and he has shock as well. Which is kind of crazy.
Point.
Yoink yoink, and then once he does finally hit you, he's also parrying again. Yeah, good luck. Good into everything. Auto take.
Things like melter guns. How often does your melter gun ever get a chance to shoot twice? You know, like usually it's like being held by a humble guardsman. You know that they get their one shot and then they get blown up in return. So it's a tough puzzle to solve. It's like, do you just ignore them then and work around them? But he can still do work. He's still got the same. Like, it's not like he's like Gravis, so he's slow. He's still got the 6-inch move. He's a real puzzle to solve for sure. All right, let's look at, speaking of other puzzles to solve, the Blade Master veteran.
I was so hoping you were going here next, Reese. I was really hoping you were going here next.
Then tell us about this awful guy.
All right, so he's a combat specialist. He's a combat specialist, which means he gets a piercing 1 bolt pistol to go along to boot, right? So just start there. So even if all he does is go around double tapping things, right? Pretty supreme. He has a Xenophase blade that's definitely approved by the Imperium. This is definitely issued by the Imperial.
Definitely heresy.
Yeah,
Inquisition,
for sure.
Inquisitorial approval. Go for it.
Yeah, not heresy at all. It is 2 profiles. Number 1, he's got the dual profile, which is 5 attacks on 3s, 4/6, brutal, lethal 5. You know, stealing your girlfriend. He also has the Xenophase blade phase sweep profile, which is 4 attacks on 3s, 4/6, brutal, lethal 5. So let's start with his rule that's baked in at all times. You can ignore any changes to the hit stat of his Xenophase blade. Awesome, right? So if somebody has a rule to modify it, guess what? It doesn't get modified. On top of that, whenever you're fighting or retaliating, you get to parry first, no matter what. So they charge you, you parry. Also, if you charge, let's say you charge in and they got a good roll, you got a bad roll. It's like, actually, I'll start by parrying and then I'll parry again. And then, which is just crazy. And then here's the Xenophase sweep profile. Allow me to read it to you, okay?
Please do.
Whenever this operative performs the fight action with this weapon profile, if it isn't incapacitated, it can immediately perform a free fight action afterwards. But you must select this weapon profile and can only fight against each enemy operative within its control range once per activation or counteraction using this weapon profile. This takes precedence over action restrictions, and you can continue to perform free fight actions until this operative is incapacitated or has fought against every enemy operative within its control range.
It's nuts.
So you're poor blooded. Imagine blooded, cowering behind a wall, and this guy just comes in, yoink, and just kills 3 guys, and then gets to shoot his bolt pistol afterward after performing 3 fight actions. What? This guy is a problem, folks. This guy is a problem. He's so good.
Bacon.
I yield my time.
Bacon Golem in the chat just said it correctly. Brutal, lethal, face sweep, insults your mum, slaps your cat. That is a fantastic sum up of what this guy is capable of. Yeah, like, I tell you who should use that sword, because it looks like a Necron sword. I don't know why the Necrons aren't using that in their team, because that looks like. I don't know why the Deathwatch have it and they don't.
Good point.
All he's done is put a handle on it. That's literally it. Everything else. Yeah.
So good.
All right, let's jump in. We've got the Bombard. Russ, you've touched on this guy a few times. Why don't you touch on him again?
Show me on the doll where I've touched him. You know what? It's the frag. I want to love the frag cannon. Yeah. I know he's Gravis, so he's 99% of the time he's getting dropped for the breacher. But the frag cannon's not heavy. Although, to be fair, I don't even think was the heavy bolter even heavy. The Infernus heavy bolt. I don't even think that's technically with the.
No,
Gravis
I don't think it is with the Gravis boys. Let me double check.
But yeah, I mean, it's solid. It's solid, but I think ultimately he does get dropped for the breacher, which is it's a shame because you'd want the frag cannon to be a little bit better.
No,
Not having blast
no
is a
heavy on
real.
the Horde Slayer either. No heavy on him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
no
big
heavy
killer
weapons.
to me because like he's got the heavy profile of a missile launcher, like the 5.7 piercing one, but he doesn't have a
Which is great.
blast. He has a torrent. It's
Yeah.
torrent 2,
I
which
mean, you
is
can
good.
add it.
You could add
You can
blast
add
1,
blast
but
1, but
you
I feel
actually
like
I don't think you can give the torrent 2 profile blast 1. I
No,
don't
you
know.
Yeah,
can't
the
give
chat
torrent
chat
blast.
was talking about that
Yeah.
before and said they did work that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't double
Yeah,
down on that, unfortunately.
You can't.
So not having the blast 2, again, it's probably a good thing because it'd be too strong, but he's just underwhelming when it's like, well, I could just take the breacher who has blast and he can shoot twice and he's got a melt-a-bomb.
And
Like,
yeah, he's got a melter bomb. I mean, it seems nuts because that damage output is insane, and we're saying it's underwhelming.
Yeah.
Like in this team, it's kind of like, but I think Ben, you hit it on the head. You can be more mobile and pump out more damage on average with your melter gun, with your plasma gun, enough to kill most big targets anyway.
Yeah.
And if you only got one Gravis, you might as well take the utility piece that can do piercing to crack, you know what I mean? So I feel like if anything, they've made the breacher too good.
Yeah.
Now we're like, well,
internal
I feel like
balance,
he's probably just better. Yeah,
I
I
think
feel
they
like
needed to
internal- yeah,
peel
I
the
think maybe
breaches shooting back just a touch to make the
somehow
other
a
guys
little
even
bit.
in the conversation. You know, like it
Yeah, I
feels
think
like it's
that's
a bit unfair.
I like that. I just like to picture the rules team like sitting in a room like pondering this team and like they're quiet for a moment and you know old Ricky in the back's like, you know what? Give the breacher a melt-a-bomb. That's what he really needs to put him over. He's like, what does this team needs? The breacher's just not quite there yet. What does he need?
He's not quite
Give him
good
a
enough.
melt-a-bomb. Yeah.
I imagine it's been like 20 minutes of silence by someone just twists in the chair and goes, how about a melter bomb as well? And it's like, there you go. And it's like, oh well,
print it.
And that's lunch, everybody. Well
Damn
done.
it, Rick,
We'll
you've
pick
done it.
this back up after lunch. Okay. We'll work
That's
out the
the
finer
quarter.
details later. All right, the last operative we've got here, the Deathwatch Marksman Veteran. This guy, for me, goes a little bit under the radar because maybe he's the least flashy in a lot of ways.
He
you
feels
know?
like a warrior, doesn't he?
Yes, that's it. But he's still very, very good.
Yeah.
He's
Hits on twos, doesn't he?
He
Yeah.
hits on twos, but he's
His
using
heavy
the
profile
heavy
dash only does. Yeah.
So but the big thing for this guy, he's got the ability to do the guard action, but then he's got the ability to guard and then go and guard again effectively.
Yeah.
Which is cool. That's cool.
Which is cool but wild.
Yeah.
Where does he land? Is this guy, again, I said he's a bit no frills in some ways compared to the others. Where does he land? Does he make it in for you guys?
Yeah. The real killer here is where like the Phobos sniper who can go on guard, track target, he can do that on conceal and then pop it when he goes live. This guy has to be standing out in the open on engage to benefit from this.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a world where he's worth it into hordes, but like let's say into a horde team, you're gonna want the head taker, right? You're gonna want the breacher. You're gonna want maybe the disruptor because he's good enough to hit hordes. You're gonna want the watch sergeant. So like, are you gonna not take the Aegis operative and take this guy instead?
You want the Blade Master into hordes as well, don't you?
Yeah. So I think he's just if Angels of Death had this guy, he'd be an auto take. But in this list, I think he's basically a never take. I want someone to prove me wrong on that, but I think he's just
there as well.
He's never the right tool for the job when you consider the other tools that are better than him. That's my take.
What do you think his purpose is? That's what I'm trying to figure. Like what? Because when you're looking at the, you kind of like, well, apart from the breach, he was just everything. But you're just like, I think this guy's built for this team. I'm not sure what the marksman's built for. Maybe like a team that's going to be shooting you.
Yeah,
maybe?
I suppose.
And you're saying like if Pathfinders.
Yeah,
like I'm
the heavy dash.
Super
to me,
specific.
the heavy dash is the real killer. Yeah. The dash is, if he had just heavy move, that would be better. But heavy dash is such a, and of course you can guard and then use it, but I just think it's kind of a bummer. It's piercing crits one. Yeah, it's just compared to everything else, he's just sort of disappointing, I'd say.
Yeah.
I want someone to prove me wrong.
Heavy dash,
I want someone to find a really good use for him, but like obviously like horde teams shooty horde teams would be sort of, I guess, where you'd want to pick him out, but yeah, I don't know.
5 operatives, you you don't want to be just dashing with one operative as well. Because like if you lose anyone, all the other operatives have to then flex to be able to do mission actions. And if this guy is no longer doing any shooting, he's just dashing. I'm sure he's got a pistol as well, so I guess you could pistol, but
no pistol actually.
No pistol,
no pistol.
No pistol.
This guy sucks. I'll say it. This guy, which is crazy because his kid is good, but comparatively, he's not it. I'd say he's out.
Team. Yeah, 6 operative team. Maybe you can afford to have someone at the back not doing anything. But 5 operative team, I feel like it crosses the threshold of everyone needs to be able to then flex. As soon as you lose one body, you've only got 4 to man 3 mission extras, and it's just sort of like I don't think you can afford someone just hanging back shooting on a 5 operative team, and that feels like unless you're really good and you're like I will never lose an operative. You're like, you know what? Watch me.
That's
maybe
not us.
then.
That's not us.
Yeah,
that's not how I play.
All right, so that's the operatives done. So this I've been taking notes as we've been going because I think I've created our top 5 ins and I've got the outs.
Ooh.
So the outs, the three on the bench. Sorry, fellas, thanks for participating. You've got obviously who we just talked about. Then we've got the veteran, the marksman veteran.
Okay,
sorry, buddy.
Yep.
We've got the bombard. We love you, but you're not quite doing the work. There's some better options.
We don't love you.
And the Horde Slayer as well are our bench.
Yeah,
they're hard to justify, I think. Yeah.
Then our A team. So this is the team of guys that pretty much unilaterally were agreed upon as our ultimate kill team was the Sarge.
3 bench, 2 float, and we got the 5. All of us. Okay, so we got the
Sarge.
Ooh, yeah.
We've got the Sarge is in. We've got the Demolisher as our Gravis operative.
Breacher.
Breacher. Sorry, Breacher.
Breacher.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah.
Breacher. Sorry, Breacher. We've got, sorry, I got that wrong. We've got the Blade Master.
Yeah.
We've got the Aegis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And then the one that we did all go, ooh, a bit. This is the guy who's on probably the possible cut is the Demolisher.
Yeah, I think he's apply when you need.
I was going to say, I feel like the Blade Master and the Demolisher are apply when needed because I think the Blade Master into elites. Oh, and you know what? No, he's got Piercing 1. Never mind. Yeah. I think what I was going to say is if he didn't have Piercing 1 on his bolter, he'd be a better tuned model because you'd be like, well, he's not into elites now. He's my horde. But because he's got Piercing at a pinch, he's still pretty decent into elites. So you know what? I think, okay, I'm going to counter that and say, I agree. You've missed out the Disruptor, though. I think the Demolisher might hop in for the... Have you got both Phobos?
So the Disruptor and the Head Taker and the...
really?
And yes, because they're the swing ones. Because I said, and that's what I'm saying, I think realistically... That was the Demolisher would be the first out. You know, this is like we're talking NCAA brackets here. The Demolisher could be your first out, and then for me it would be the Disruptor. He would be the first back in.
Okay, interesting.
But I said I'm just trying to do my best, boys. This is the thing. This team is tough.
I think
there's no wrong answer, except apparently I've made the wrong one. I've got the wrong answer.
I think for balance, we need to throw at least one Phobos in that team of 5.
So would we say Demolisher out? Demolisher out?
I love the hammer.
Yeah,
or is it Blade Master out?
This is the real problem of the team is that none of these options are really out. It's just what do I need more?
Yeah, good point.
It is really what the question is, which is sort of the thing. I think a fun podcast idea would be we, say, all right, we draw cards. Like, okay, Corsairs, and then we have to muster a Deathwatch list to fight Corsairs. Yeah. Or then we pull Chaos Cult. Okay, what are we taking? I think that could be a fun little podcast idea.
Blade Master.
Yeah.
Head Taker. But the thing is, that Head Taker goes straight to the list as soon as you Chaos Cults.
Well, that's it.
He's in our
like
swing
horde
state.
killing.
Yeah. Imagine for a moment you're playing Felgor, okay? Yeah, Reese, you've been playing Felgor a little bit recently, right?
And you rock up the table.
And you rock up to the table, and what are the 5 operatives you see across from you? The Aegis, the Blade Master, the Demolisher, the Head Taker, and then let's say the Sergeant for fun. What are in the front line of those guys? one double parries, the other parries first. One you can't charge, and he's going to double strike you from conceal. Like, what are you going to do against that front line? And and the Demolisher is -2 damage because he's toe touching your side of the board, no matter what. Like,
the answer
how
is
do you
cry,
win?
Ben. The answer is cry.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do.
Felgor used to hate going into the Shrive Talon.
That's it. That was one. That was one.
And that's one dude, and now you've got like a Shrive Talon that's better, and then an Aegis. Oh, it's rough.
All right, we've really got to wrap this up. We are a little bit over time, but just very quickly, any of the ploys really stand out to you guys? Or any that you really, really like? I think they're all useful. They've all got their time.
Oh yeah.
I think, but is there one or two that really makes you go, that's a game changer?
Oh yeah, it's the shield that slays for sure, because that takes all of your 16, 8, whatever wound operatives and bumps them up to, what are they with the D3 heal now? Are they 20 wounds by the end of the game? Or are they 20? Like, it's kind of crazy. I think the shield that slays is so good. I think one of their weak points is they don't have many rerolls. That could be a potential weak one. But mission tactics is good. I think the long vigil is the worst one of the strat ploys.
Yeah, I think vigil.
Lets you reroll one of your defense die if
you're in your territory.
Yeah,
which is like just kind of lame. So like, you want to be pushing forward. So I think the shield that slays, and then they shall know no fear. Incredible. I mean, for firefight ploys,
classic, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got some classic Space Marine ones with they shall know no fear and transhuman, kind of what you expect with those ones. The one I think, speaking of rerolls, that is interesting though is the Suffer Not the Alien, because if you again matchup dependent,
if you're playing Brood Brothers,
but getting to reroll any of your attack dice against basically things that aren't Chaos or Imperium,
very cool.
It's like it's not going to come up all the time because there are a lot of Imperium and Chaos factions, but still, in other games, what a great one for a CP. I whiffed everything. Instead of a 1 reroll, I'm going to get to reroll everything on my guys that hit on 3s most of the time, sometimes 2s.
And then I think the Auspicator tracking, I don't really know how you say this word, Auspicator, whatever tracking, be able to change your order when you counteract, pretty awesome. Like, so you're hiding there on conceal, and then boom, you go on engage, and now you charge fight, or you shoot charge, or whatever it is. Something else that I do want to highlight, we didn't touch on equipment, we don't have time for it, but I just have to shout it out. The Servo Thrall, which is once per turning point, you can do a mission action, and you can even do it in engagement range. You just have to roll off to see if it blows up or not. That's insane, guys.
Yeah, I like that.
Insane.
You roll off and then you can never use it again if they beat you. I was like, that's quite a nice little trick.
You touched on digital weapons as well, so being able to deal additional damage when you fight in the fight before the fight action as well. It's only one, but it's amazing how often that gets you to your break points.
I was going to say it's breakpoint dependent, isn't it? That could be really useful. Or
So
they have literally everything. The single weakness of this team is that they don't have a 6th operative.
The mold
That's
lines.
the only weakness. And the mold
lines are a weakness of the team.
And even like again, CP, like there are a lot of really good strategies, but again, if you're taking the Sergeant, your CP management gets a little bit more generous with the 2 free strats. Like I nearly think it would have been good for them not to have that, so at least the stratagems would have felt harder to come by, like, or more important. But by having 2 free, again, that kind of is what gets that operative in the door for every game, because it reminds me a bit of back in the day, my nemesis, the custodes, however you want to say it, like from early Kill Team, like that feeling that they just had something for everything. Like each operative was, you didn't want to fight them, you didn't want to get shot by them, and if you did do something, they probably had a stratagem against it. It's like, that's what this team gives me, that vibe. It's like they have a answer for every problem you could throw up against them. So it'll be interesting to see how they go out there in the wilds, because it's all well and good to go. They've only got 5 operatives, but they're 5 amazing operatives.
I think it's going to be a solid team.
Teams, when you face off against them, you're going to know how you're doing based on this. You're going to be like, okay, what operatives did you take? How badly am I screwed in this game? That's going to be like, I think it's going to be like,
how bad is it?
I mean, there's going to be, there's going to be one of those things where you're like, all I can hope for, my best case scenario, is my opponent makes some really bad choices in
See, musters
picking
a
the
bad
operatives.
list.
Yeah, like that. It's finally back bad list building. Is like, please let them have bought, like, not brought the breacher or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be like interesting, and you're going to have to. But I think as a Deathwatch player, your main point of call of getting the team is to be like, I'm going into elves. What do I take? I'm going into these teams: a melee team, a horde team, a shooty team, elites. What am I taking as my autos? And once you've got that like locked down a little bit, test it out. I think it's going to be a rough team to play into.
Yeah,
Rough team,
100%.
because like angels were pretty prevalent, and they were a solid team to go against, but they didn't have anywhere near the utility that Deathwatch have.
Yep.
Like, to flex into different teams, it's going to be
I
be a
feel like with
rough
Angels, you kind
time.
of felt every now and again, if you did manage to line up that melter shot, you're like, I'm a good chance of getting one of these guys. Like, I can pick one up relatively cheaply. This team feels like it's so built to make that so hard. They're going to be in your territory. They're built to be there. They get better when they are. Like, I just find getting the drop on them, and with the two AP counter actions as well, you can't just be like, I'm going to out-activate you and then play around you. They're in the game the whole turn. Like, they really are. So it's, I'm terrified personally.
Yeah. The two APL counteract, I think, is just going to catch people off so many times, because they're going to know about it and they're going to forget it, and then it's going to ruin their life.
Yeah. Because you kind of go, oh, he's activated, cool. He can maybe do one thing, and then all of a sudden they move and shoot. So, like, we know that we've talked about the possibilities with that having two. It just opens up so many things that they can do. It's
and being able to switch orders as well. So everyone that's in conceal, you're like, well, they're not going to do anything aggressive, and then they're like, well, he's going to charge you and fight you. Like,
as I said in the chat, Reese has a cry for 0 APL. That's my free ability. It's on my Dota card. And it gets used most games. All right. That is the Deathwatch. Great job, everyone. We did our best to smash through it, but that's it. It's a huge faction, a lot to talk about. We will hopefully, coming up next week as well, do the Necrons, and I'm sure going forward we'll have the new mission cards coming up as well.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Hopefully they're not too far away as well. We'll make sure we do some good coverage of that. As always, thank you to Ben from Battle Brothers Tabletop.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be back. Boys, I feel like it's been forever since we've chatted. It's good to be back. Good to be chatting it up.
So good to be in the saddle.
Yeah. Pass it over to Russ from GFN Gaming.
Yeah, it has been too long, and a testament to the fact that we were in the green room and we're like, this needs to be like a 20-minute episode because everyone was knackered. And then we've gone for like an hour and a half.
And I was trying so hard to keep us moving, but we just kept getting so carried away.
Just kept getting stuck.
Enthusiasm was high.
And so thank you over to Reese and Threester Wound for steering the drunk cats.
Russ in the undisclosed location there. Thank you as always to the legends in the chat. Love seeing everyone sharing their thoughts. Comedy gold throughout the show. Make sure you do join us live in Twitch. We're also on YouTube as well. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you for letting us your ear holes. And we will be back very soon. We might even have, I think we're talking about a surprise bonus show. We're trying to organize it as potentially later this week, potentially. I don't want to jinx it and say it, but I just did, so there it is. We're going to be trying to get up a bonus one just to catch up a little bit. We've been missing you guys, and we've got a lot of content to pump out. We want to get back in the saddle. Thanks again to Games Workshop for sending us Tombworld as well. We've enjoyed working on the models, painting it up, getting some games. We're sure there'll be some more content coming out on Battle Brothers Tabletop. Russ has done some videos on GFN Gaming as well, going into a bit more in-depth on the factions as well. So go check that out as well, and we'll see you next time.
Later.